What's up guys, Kavilp here, and today I'm back with a new tutorial. Or this is not exactly a tutorial, it's just a small tip on how you can create cylinders which have like a lot of holes in it. And it's normally a very difficult thing to do because you end up with extra vertices, unwanted cuts, and bad shading issues. So so the best what I feel the best way to you know uh, go about this is you have to plan this out on how many vertices and cylinders, sorry, vertices and edges you're going to use and how you're going to use it. So it is sort of like uh, so let's start with it. So for that, we are not going to use cylinders or circles, but rather we are going to use curves. And let's just assume we are creating a gun barrel or similar sort of thing. This is definitely just a demonstration of the method or the way, but you can definitely go and try this out for your own projects and adjust accordingly. Okay, so we have this path here, right? And as you can see, it is basically a simple curve. So how do we get a gun barrel from this thing? So I don't think it's called a gun barrel. I don't know what it's called exactly, but no, let's just call it a gun barrel. And inside the data properties of this curve, you have this shape option, and it has a resolution of 12. But if you do anything, you won't notice anything. So let's just go in uh, this. It's just a curve, so nothing for texture also. Inside geometry, however, there is this option called depth, and this depth is basically referring to how you can create a cylinder out of this curve and how much depth that cylinder is going to have. So if I increase this depth, okay, let's just go in this mode. So if I increase this depth, you're going to notice it kind of works like a cylinder, right? But right now it's not. It is just a curve. Okay. So for this, I'm just going to turn on my wireframe. Okay. So now you can see it is a quite densely subdivided mesh, and definitely a really bad choice for creating holes with this. So what we are going to do, we need to sort of unsubdivide it. But as you can see, we cannot just select vertices or edges. So what we are going to do, well, this resolution thing is basically the edge count or the number of edges. I exactly don't know how it works, but if you slide it down, you can just create less or more subdivisions in this tube. About 10 is good, looks pretty fine. And let's just go in our x-axis, and we have this circle of 16 vertices. And how we can control this, for controlling this subdivisions, we have a slider for here. Okay, so remember these two things. For creating a smoother circumference or the smooth angling or subdividing this uh, the circle, we have this resolution. Okay, so as I increase this, you can see that I have smoothened out this circle. Okay, so let's just go to 4. Okay, and for subdividing on this subdividing this whole tube, we have this option. So they are not placed very well. I think they should have been placed together, but I don't know what this why this is a separate thing, but let's just wait. This is not our main issue right now. So now we have to create this holes, right? We have to create a array of holes in this tube. So how we are going to do this? Let's just assume we have to cut a hole here. Let's just leave one for good measure, one, and then we have a hole here, and let's just say we have a hole here, right? Not just that, let's just assume we also do want to have a hole here, here, and then here. Okay, and let's just assume we also need to have hole on the bottom side as well as on the left side of this mesh. Okay, let me just erase this. So how we are going to do about this? Well, what we can do is we can add another curve, or we can just duplicate this one. I'm going to rotate this, oops, on y-axis, and we can use this to cut our holes from this. So how we are going to do that? I'm going to move this here, and as you can see, you know it the sizes, both of these their sizes is the same, so it won't be able to do what we want to unless we decrease our diameter, something like that. Okay, also we do not need so many edges or subdivisions, so we can just set it to 1 and it will take care of it. Also we do not need this long uh, long tube or cylinder, so we can just scale it down. And after this we also have run into another problem. We have like, we get our main 2 edges or 4 edges that has been connected properly, but then there are 2 edges. But also let's just not forget we can control that thing here, right? So 4 or 3 doesn't work, but 2, yeah. So this is properly set up, and you can just do this without actually adding curves and straight from cylinders. But what I've realized is the the part where you can just experiment with different numbers of vertices while in this moment. Now for example, if I want to have like more vertices or more subdivisions, I can create you know more subdivisions in this, and I can just for this I can scale this down, and then now I have extra, it's just a better way to control this subdivision thing. Okay, it is, you can call it a procedural way, I guess, but let's just move on. Okay, I'm going to add an array modifier for this thing, and is that, yeah, so I need that on X. It is on X, but let's just apply rotation, or let's just apply or transform, and I'm going to bring back the origin. And now let's array this. We are going to leave one, right? We can and we cannot also, but let's just, yeah, let's just do something like this. Let's add another one. So right now we have like 3 cylinders uh, going perfectly, and matching perfectly in this vertices, and we also planned on making this part, right? So I'm going to select this 3D cursor as an option for pivot, and I'm going to duplicate this and have it over here, and I'm not going to worry about this since we can just mirror this part over here and this part over here. So I'm going to take these cylinders, I'm going to move this, and since these are going to be our cutters for the booleans, I'm going to rename this collection as cutters, and this also I'll like to have in a collection so it's neat and tidy. A quick way to open and close collections is Shift A over this. So now we have this our setup ready. Now what we have to do is, we cannot actually use a boolean on a curve, right? So let's just select all of these meshes, hit F3 and convert it to mesh. So now our mesh is editable and our cutters is also editable. Okay, second, the most important thing about this method, what I have realized is, please do keep a copy of this circle. Okay, and I'll show you why. So let's just call this copy base, not case, base, and let's just hide it for this. Okay, so let's just move with a boolean operation. We have this boolean set, a modifier set on this, and instead of going and selecting one and one, what we can do here is operand type 2, it's set to object, right? We can just go and click to collections, and now we can select our cutters collection, which is this cylinders, and we can apply this. Or let me show you how it's affecting it before applying. Let's just hide our collection, and as you can see, it has created these holes with this extra geometry, which is from those intersecting circles, and we can just close this and I'll apply this. Okay, so let's just get rid of this part. I'm going to extreme mode, I'm selecting these vertices, I'm just going to hit delete. Okay, and after this you might notice or you might not notice that since we had not snapped it to the perfect thing, snapped it to on the vertices exactly, it might have double edges, so we just have to uh, merge it by distance, or you can do this manually, or you can do it merge by distance. And we have like no, I wouldn't say a perfect cylinder with the holes, but alright looking one. And why I've said that, because we have a lot of n-gons here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, next step is going to be is to join these obvious cuts, and let's just take our knife tool and get this vertices connected, something like this. And this might be only the big manual part of of this process, but since you will be getting a clean result, I think it's worth it. And let me just add this here, this cut goes here, and similar for this also. What you can also do is, what I like to do is, I can select this, hit Ctrl T to triangulate, and then Alt J to do a reverse sort of thing from tries to chord. It doesn't works very well, but if you have triangulated your this thing, you can just make this process a bit faster, something like this. And now let's just mirror this on the other sides. As you can see, we have been successfully created we have successfully created our cylinders. But if you subdivide this right now, you might see that it's not exactly what we are looking for. Okay, so let's just see, and you can see these horrible deformations. It is just not um, working properly, and the main reason behind this is this uh, this type of vertices, which is called poles, where more than four edges are connected. It kinds of like behave in an unnatural way, which is very horrible uh, thing to look at. So how do we solve this issue now? Okay, we are on the second stage of fixing this problem. And you might have uh, you know you might remember we sort of have a copy for this cylinder, or a duplicate of this cylinder, and which is called base. So let's just hide our main one, and let's just subdivide this once, and I'm going to apply this on this. And what we can do is we can add a string wrap modifier, and we can choose our target as this base mesh. Okay, so now you can see, if I disable this base mesh, we have a more pleasant looking surface than what we had. It might not be visible for YouTube, but I think you can see the obvious difference over this. Look at over here. Okay, at this part, see how it's settling down and not converging up. So now our cylinder is almost ready. I'm going to show you one more part, or the further part of it, where you might actually run into problem. So I'm just going to uh, add a solidify modifier on this, so that it has a little bit of thickness, something like this. And I'm going to solidify this. Okay, so once you solidify this, I don't know why it happens, but it does not solidify it properly, since it creates this oval. And I think why it happens, because of this curvature, I guess. But even if I do like a reverse thing, yeah, it also goes wrong. So what we can do is we can keep our, sorry, just go to -1. Yeah, let's just keep this. And what we can do is I can just scale this to match it properly, and then I can just add a simple bevel modifier, just two segments and a hard edge, something like this. And I'm going to give a profile of 1, and it is almost smooth. And what would I like to do is I'll take this subdivision, duplicate it, and bring it in the last. And this is done. As you can see, if we go in our zebra lines, okay, so why is this happening? I think it's because of the extra subdivisions. Yeah, so okay, so as you can see is, if I go into this, we have this clean looking booleans, which is not deforming at all. and even if we go on to these lines, it is properly you know working perfectly, something like this. Now what I have here is uh, three holes on the either side, but the best part about this is you can plan for more subdivisions and more holes, and you can work your way around to get a smoother surface. Just remember this procedure and how we initially started with some uh, you know uh, so as you can see, we did scale it for we did scale it to have perfect circle. So you also have to keep in account for that stretching you're going to have. You also have to keep in account for this stretching, and also do not dare keep a copy of this base so you can shrink wrap it on something else. And I think if I solidify it before shrink wrap, yeah, it won't work. And I don't know about solidify and bevel, but this process till this should work perfectly fine, and it has no deformations anywhere. It is a pretty good smooth surface. So that was it for this tutorial, guys. I hope you liked it and found it useful. If you did found it useful, please hit that like and a subscribe button for more of these tips. I usually do time lapses, but this is something I had to share with you guys since I have seen this problem with a lot of people. uh, I hope this helped, and thank you for watching till this long if you have. And yeah, that's it for today, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.